This is breaking news from Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
And good morning to you. I'm Shirley Nalakai. We're interrupting your programming because Mayor Adams has just walked into a federal courthouse. He just arrived at 500 Pearl Street. He is getting ready to make an earlier appearance in court than first expected ahead of his arraignment scheduled for noon. The mayor is expected to go through the normal arrest process of booking and fingerprinting ahead of being brought to the court or to federal authorities at another location. But earlier we did see when two SUVs left Gracie Mansion, and once again we can tell you that Mayor Adams has just entered the courthouse. Again, he's going to get through that booking process, which takes about a couple of hours, and then his scheduled arraignment. Despite all of this court activity downtown, he's still got the workload of a mayor today expected. So we'll bring you that. But in the meantime, let's go downtown to Eyewitness News reporter Phil Tate with the very latest on this. Phil?
Yeah, well, Charlene, just seconds ago, we actually just saw those two vehicles pull off, and we saw the mayor actually walk inside of the courthouse. I'm standing just across the street from the courthouse, and we saw him come out of that car with a couple of other people. And it was at that moment when he got out, he stepped onto the sidewalk, and from my vantage point, He put a thumbs up and walked right quickly past many cameras and headed inside of the courthouse. Now, we do know that this arraignment process will now begin. This is where he'll be booked. This is where he'll also be fingerprinted as he now faces these criminal charges. Now, prosecutors had wanted him a bit earlier than we anticipated for 9 a.m. And again, this is history that we're watching right before our eyes as a sitting president, now indicted, walking inside of the courthouse this morning as he will now go through this process. Again, he'll be fingerprinted, he'll be booked, and he will go before a judge. And this says that indictment was just unsealed yesterday. It's 57 pages outlining charges he faces: bribery, wire fraud, accepting improper campaign contributions, also accused of intervening in fire department procedures to benefit foreign interests by pressuring fire inspectors to approve the opening of a Turkish consulate building despite safety concerns, all in exchange for personal favors. Now, the alleged conduct, it predates his time as mayor, rather dating back to his time as Brooklyn Borough president. Again, right now, if you're joining our coverage, Mayor Adams, the sitting mayor of this city, has just walked into the courthouse for his arraignment process. Now, of course, we'll be continuing to follow this every step of the way. We do expect for bail to also be addressed in this hearing for this first appearance, and then we also expect next Friday that the mayor will also be back, and that's when we expect for this trial for a date to actually be set. Charlene?
Phil, I was just alluding to it before I tossed to you the fact that the mayor still has quite the schedule today. He has a public schedule, and he still plans to do the work of a mayor, which he's been very adamant about, as he has been very defiant about these charges. Can you get into what he's going to be doing today?
Yeah, well, Charlene, today's schedule looks completely different to what it was yesterday. Yesterday's schedule was clear. As for today, there are some meetings that he does have with members of his administration as well. We do know that he's going to have that meeting with Chancellor Banks as well. So just take this in for a moment. Our sitting mayor of our city, he's going inside of court before he heads to go about the day. And as the mayor said yesterday, he said business will go on as usual as he's serving New Yorkers. Charlene?
Yeah, and it sounds like he is vowing to do so. Phil, thank you so much for that. We're going to continue to follow these court proceedings very closely. In the meantime, I'm Charlene Ellicott. We'll send you back to GMA already in progress.
We rely on our police to keep us safe, to protect and serve. But extreme